Blessings, blessings, blessings. Hey, how's everybody doing? Gotta get this out. This is a message for the folks participating in the stalking and the smear campaign. I shot a message out last week about the kids, but I did not, I wasn't ready to articulate everything else I needed to say, but I needed to get it out. And so I've been going through some stuff this week, doing some processing, and I think I'm ready to put it down. I started my spiritual awakening journey probably in the last 2.5 years, at least that I was aware of. And what I mean by that is actively getting direction, or what I felt was direction from my relationship with the Creator, that I had an assignment that he wanted me to follow, and I have to follow it through to completion. And we're not there yet, but just to give a little context for what I'm about to say is about 3 years ago, a little more, a little less, I was sitting on a park bench with a friend of mine and just chopping it up, and this thought just came over me. Good friend of mine, and I was like, there's something we're supposed to be doing. God has put something, I don't know what it is, but there is a purpose that is happening now, and there is some reason for our connection, and wasn't clear whether it was romantic or platonic or business wise or what, but it was loud. It was like Creator was next to me and said, you all have purpose, you all have something to do. And I'm not even sure if I said it out loud, but I remember it distinctly. So, forward life 3 years later, the gang stalking, the smear campaign, the stuff that's going on with all these folks in my energy, and, dealing with the downloads and whether I'm intuitive or clairvoyant, all of those different things. And I'm still not ready to define those, because that's not, I don't feel like that was the purpose of the assignment, personally. Part of the purpose, I believe, or at least part of the assignment, I think I am stumbling into my purpose, and it's becoming clearer, is to help people heal, and to kind of explain what's happening right now for many folks on both sides of this whole scenario. And what I need for people who would be labeled, flying monkeys, narcissistic enablers, or what have you, is that, one, I forgive you. And the reason I forgive you is because you were targeted and selected by a core group of people, and this is what they do. It's not even about me. This is what they do. I am not the only one that's experiencing this right now. there are multiple people that are being targeted. And so everything that has happened, I strongly believe was fated, because the only way to get to the other side, and so that more people are aware of what this is and how we can combat it in the future, and how we can heal people that are coming through this on the other side, is to create an opportunity for healing, for dialogue. And ultimately, and I don't want to label myself a victim, because this is an assignment for me. God said be here, God said heal, God said walk through this, so I don't see myself as a victim. Yes, do I get annoyed? Yes. Am I tired? Yes. I am ready for this junk to be over. Is my phone off? Yes, because I can't get a job. But we'll talk about all that stuff later. But what you need to know is that it was fated. It was planned. Many of you, as information begins to come out and the scandal explodes and people begin to see the vast area, because there are people that are enablers that are extremely implicated in crimes and activities, and there are people on the other end that may have done things out of loyalty to individuals in this core group. But what you need to understand is that this core group of people are predators, and they recruit people just like pedophiles recruit victims. They are predatory narcissists. And rather than, again, because it's not appropriate to do a diagnosis on anyone that I have not sat with and gone through all the different conversations you need to have and the testing and blah, blah, blah. We're talking about, we're using an overall term, not a diagnosis. Would not be appropriate for me to give a diagnosis. Side note, like the person who tried to get the conservatorship on me that has a doctor that put a diagnosis into court. I might throw in some downloads while I'm doing this, but I really want to kind of keep it succinct. This is their plan. This is what they wanted. If you did not take the bait and get pulled in, they can't be successful at what they do. They can't make the money they want to make in all the different ways that are going to come out, that they've participated in the crimes that they're going to be implicated in. The way a predatory narcissist recruits people is they look for people's traumas. They look for people that are vulnerable. They look for, if you're in a bad position and you need housing for whatever reasons, they got a place to stay. I believe there's an Airbnb blue house, 3 stories, maybe. There are cameras in the rooms, if anybody has stayed at that house. So you may have been filmed in any sexual activity, shower, stuff like that, maybe on the black web, dark web. This is what they do. They offer fame and money and sex and drugs and all kinds of stuff to pull you in. And then as they pull you in and you begin to feel loyalty to them, feel beholding to them, feeling like you owe them something, because again, a narcissist or someone with narcissistic traits, there is no relationship that is unconditional. Everything is a conditional transaction. So if they bless you with money, if they bless you with a car, if they bless you with fame, they gonna want something back from it, and they may wait. to get you there. They will use things to have you target certain people. So they use people as handlers. So they want to get information on somebody that they're stalking. They're gonna find somebody that is a friend, a co-worker, someone in relation to that person to now utilize to get the information they need on their target. Actually, some of you that are within the confines of the groups and maybe in the closer to the core group, may have been given access and actually believed that you were a lot closer. I'm losing my train of thought. You may believe that you're a part of this group, but you're actually a victim as well. There are many of you, if you don't know, that probably have insurance policies taken out on you. Anybody that is recruited into this group, trust, they are looking at wills, who you are connected to. Is there anybody around you that is willing you're going to receive an inheritance from at some point? Are there properties that are going to be given to you, or do you have access to things? Anyone who was not in that core group is going to be used as a tool as well as a potential victim. So I can't, in good conscience, be so... My anger is not towards you. My anger is toward the group and the many things that they have done to many people across this country and globally. It's a lot. It's a lot. Some examples of how they manipulate people into participating. Say you are in relationship with a friend, romantic, platonic, what have you, business-wise, and they create scenarios, they use triangulation, and they pit you against that person, and they put you in a position where you might want to seek revenge. So therefore, it is much easier for you to then rationalize when they say, mess with this person's bank account, or somebody go through somebody else's trash, different things like that. They, may come up with, I know they go through people's contacts, whether it's in their social media stuff, if they've got an ex, and maybe they say some crazy things to the ex, and again, you may have walked away from that ex or whatever that relationship was. It may not have been the best relationship, but again, if they phrase and manipulate things to make you think that that person was trying to harm you or get one over on you, and you're a person that may have more of a, I don't want to say a vengeful spirit, because just sometimes where we are in life, we feel like we need to get back at somebody. I'm not gonna say I've never thought about getting back at somebody, but that's really not something I do. I tend to run my mouth, so I can be obnoxious and probably say stuff that hurts more than I worry about getting back. I'll cuss you out before I worry about get back. But I've even moved on from that because I don't want that energy. So they will put different scenarios together for you to start bringing you into their circle and performing different activities. They may offer you bribes and stuff if they know you're going through money challenges. They like to put all these things together, and whether it's, again, I think I mentioned previously, drugs and sex and parties and stuff like that, all of that stuff is to gather information so that if you do decide you want to leave, now they can blackmail and extort you. Or they may try and implicate you in a crime and get you caught up, so now you're facing jail time. I'm pretty sure part of their initiation process is to have you either admit to something embarrassing that's traumatic in your life, or if you have had a past and maybe done something illegal, they may have you admit to that, because again, they're gonna phrase it as you're being a part of the group, so we all have to be implicated in something so nobody turns on anybody else. But that's again, this core group has a plan, and if you're not in that core group, trust me, you are being set up to fall if you even think you're gonna leave. If it gets real bad and you're really trying to get out, they're gonna threaten your family. They're gonna threaten you. Kidnapping, torture, just dropping hints of stuff. And then you are in a position of, well, now how do I get out? I can't say if I was in your position that I would have to figure that out, because I would still have to figure out, I'm stuck with these people. They could be threatening to harm my family. So what do I do? So I don't look at this as individuals attacking just me. I look at you all also as victims. For the people who really are not aware and who maybe have shown loyalty because of religious reasons or other reasons, I worry about the crisis of faith that you may have. You may have done things out of loyalty to religious people or religious leaders, or to a family that has set themselves up as this golden family that is, I can't think of a better term other than like a Cosby family, or some kind of, Tammy Faye Baker kind of, this religious leadership. These people this is what we aspire to be. And so you may have to put your trust in people that unfortunately did not deserve the trust and loyalty that you gave them. But what you need to know is, this is what they do. If you don't get on board, then they can't control you. They can't manipulate you. So I know some people are going to be like, they're going to be embarrassed and ashamed and guilty, and I can't believe I was so stupid. You were none of that. I hope you hear me say that's not something that you need to take on. Easier said than done. However, when finding out that you have been manipulated or participated as an enabler to a narcissist or to a group of narcissists, you're going to experience something that's called betrayal trauma. And that's going to be devastating. And I know that is going to be harmful and hurtful. Think of Enron and all the financial shenanigans that went on there, and the people that lost their money and committed suicide because they were absolutely devastated, because they put their faith, they put their money and their trust in a person that did not deserve it and had an ulterior motive. and a narcissist, con person, con group, cult, secret society, whatever that group is, again, they have been doing this for a long time. None of us are the first people to experience this from either side. And so what I hope is that when all of this does come out, that we can find a place to care for each other, because it's going to be harmful. And I know I'm still going to have some major triggers and traumas to deal with when I actually get confirmation for what I believe. So when I'm actually able to see on paper or to hear that this person actually participated or this family member participated, those things are going to still be traumatizing for me and going to be triggering and going to be hurtful. And I'm going to be hurt and devastated, and I'm going to have to process it. But even in that, except for, again, and I am willing to say, based on my experience and what I have felt and known to be true, the handful of people that created this whole blueprint, anybody outside that group was utilized for them. This is their money making machine. This is how they create control around people. This is how they make their money. This is how they dehumanize many people. This is how they traumatize many people. I don't need, nor do I want, an apology. What I want is hopefully for people to look inward so that we can save our babies, that we can save our families, so that we can save our sisters and brothers and daughters and sons and anybody else who might potentially be targeted at and could fall into the clutches of these kind of people. So I know for some people who listen to some of the other tarot readers and some of them, and again, I make no claims on who actually knows and who doesn't, who's a good tarot reader, who's an accurate tarot reader, because there's some false tarot readers out there as well. There are people that are aware of what's going on and are either experiencing themselves what's going on and channeling it, or channeling and giving information about other people's journeys. So it's almost like this group of people that's all bringing out all of this, hopefully evidence to be used when this comes to a head. So with that, I don't know if I'm losing track of this. But whether you have a faith background or you don't, I'm still praying for you. It's gonna get more hurtful before it gets better, but I believe you can get through it. One of the things I think that my purpose is, and whoever is listening to this, I hope that whatever authorities or other people might be involved, we're going to need some serious crisis mental health management, because there are going to be people who are going to need it desperately. And so even though I'm having people still come at me I'm actually looking at ways to help people get through this. So shit, I need a job. So I'm putting myself out there. When y'all figure all this out, I got some programming together to help for this crisis management. Just a couple of things before we go, and because I feel like I'm rambling. There are going to be people that are scared. And I'm not afraid, because I know the Creator said He was bringing me through this. And faith. It's been a repeated conversation for me. He's got me. He's got my family. He's going to bring me through this. For you, as participants on the other side, something I would advise. I'm in North Carolina. North Carolina is a state for, you do not have to let somebody know you are recording them if you choose to record them. So you need to find out what your recording laws are in wherever you are. If anybody calls me or approaches me, whether it's to bribe me, whether it's to try to talk me out of going to court, if I'm subpoenaed or what have you, believe me, I'm recording. And I don't have to tell, because that's North Carolina law. I don't know what the laws are in your state. I suggest you record anybody that's calling you once the stuff starts coming out, because they are going to start to threaten. They're going to start dropping hints. They're going to start trying to manipulate and coerce and try to implicate you in other things. So I pray that you be careful. Watch your back. Watch your family's back. Hopefully, we will meet when we're supposed to meet, because we got a lot of hurt hearts that are gonna be at the other side of this. But I know my purpose is to bring people to the other side of this. And if that means enduring this and dealing with the exposure and the loss of finances and the difficulty, I have to do that. I'm gonna shoot out another recording about that, because we have to talk about the impact of gang stalking on a person's psyche. But I need you all to know that this is not your fault. This is not your fault. This core group of people uses everyone. Everyone is being used. And so I can't say what other people that are on my side will say to that, but I can tell you what I'm saying to that. And I would hope for them, when they get to a place, because they're going to need their own level of healing. But let's take the evil that these people are attempting to dish out, and rather than let it reverberate globally, love is in all of this. And if there is somebody that you love, they still need you. They still need you in their life. And so let's look at this from a love standpoint and have love take this back over. If you are frightened and you need to talk to the authorities, go to the feds. Don't talk to anybody that's connected with this group. Don't even let anybody know. Some people may run. Check your cars for GPSs. If you have animals that have locator chips, you may need to leave that kind of stuff with other family members, because they have ways of tracking all of us, and whether that's phones and all that kind of stuff. So I'm telling you things that I'm feeling. I'm telling you things that that I'm getting from downloads. I'm telling you things that, in my experience as a counselor working with victims of stalking and all different types of harassment and stuff, there's all different kind of ways that they try and track us down when they're looking for us. So be safe. If you need to maintain and make no comments to keep yourself safe, do what you need to do until we get through this. I get it. You gotta, your immediate survival is more important than the long-term goals. So you may have to, just like it in a person that may be escaping a domestic violence situation, you got to have an escape plan. And so I'm not telling anybody to go run and shout it from the rooftops, because you got to keep yourself safe and you got to keep your family safe. And so I know that, and I am aware of that. And I'm going to start, I think, putting out some other information that hopefully people can use to try to get through this. And for those who were about this strictly for the money, and maybe they're on the side, more on the narcissistic side, and they making a bread and they wanna come up, I'm still gonna pray for you. Wherever you are in the consequences of this, as far as legal, I have nothing to do with that. I pray for you. I forgive you. And I hope we can all see this through and get to a different place. So, with that, have a good evening. Stay safe. I had a great day today. I got to practice softball with my niece, so I'm gonna post that later. So yeah, I don't want to be serious all the time. It's absolutely serious. But I am still grateful every day. I am still humbled every day that the Creator gave me this assignment. And whatever anybody else thinks or says, I am grateful every day. So, peace. Be well. I'm gonna go in. I made some jambalaya tonight, so I'm about to bang some food. Holla at y'all later.